Hi everyone. We are here tonight for the next talk for episode 4 of Sex Life, this series on Netflix. And this one is entitled New York, New York. Have my buddies with me again tonight so we can get into this episode and break it down. I'm bringing up Chef Kev and Francis. Here we go. Hey, hey.
What's up?
Hey,
Hi, how
hey.
are y'all?
Hi
Interesting.
everybody. All
How y'all
right.
doing?
So, guys, we are here tonight talking about this series on Netflix called Sex Life. I don't know if we directly mentioned this before, but I want to mention it real quickly now. For all of you out there that's watching us tonight, please go and watch this series. You won't be disappointed. It is new to Netflix. It's called Sex Life. We are hoping they have a second season, even though I'm ready to choke almost every character. This season has 8 episodes. We're breaking it down episode by episode, and tonight is episode 4. They labeled it New York, New York, because again, the character Billy, who is married to Cooper, before they were married, she lived her single life in New York City. She was originally from Georgia, if I'm remembering correctly. So she came from Georgia, moved to the city. When she got to the city, she met her best friend Sasha. They moved in together, they lived together, and they were two peas in a pod. And when I said they did everything together, they did everything together. They ran those New York streets like two single women, not caring, not a care in the world, and having fun. They go party at night together. They meet guys together. They would go through their sexual escapades um, in the same room together, but in the same home together. Like they didn't care. They were just thick as thieves. So to catch you up on this episode, we have the husband Cooper who has been reading his wife's diary, and we kind of talked about that whole situation. But he's reading his wife's diary. And this particular episode, he comes downstairs, he's about to go to work, and he yet again catches his wife with this darn computer writing in her diary. Okay. But this is what I caught. I had to watch it again last night. Like I watched the whole series already. I had to watch it again last night. This is what ticked me off with her. She ended up relabeling her diary in the computer. So now she's into deceit and lies
Mhm.
because she relabels her diary in the computer and then moves the file, I want to say, into a work folder or a recipe folder or something on that sort.
Thanksgiving
So
recipes. Thanksgiving recipes.
into recipes. So now she's lying. So at first it was, I'm not going to say completely harmless. It was a little harmless because she was just writing a diary. Even though I thought it was wrong because she's writing a diary about a past relationship, but hey, she's writing a diary. So it's a little harmless. But now you know your husband saw it, you're continuing to write it in it, and now you relabel it so that if he does happen to go look in this computer, he won't find it. So she does that. Then she actually has a day out in the town in the city with the girls. But before I get into more about this particular episode, let's talk about that piece right there. How do you feel about Billy um relabeling her diary a different title and still continuing to write in this diary?
Uh, I mean, you said it. She's being deceitful. And not only is she being deceitful, she still has video. Excuse me, of them. What are you doing? So, what else does she have in that folder
Mm-hmm.
that she moved it to that she's not wanting her husband to see? Because now she sees that this writing is turning him into something she's not used to seeing from him.
Yes.
And, not only is it harming their relationship, he's shutting down. He's starting to shut down. Excuse me. And
Mhm.
she is like, okay, all of this great stuff that I'm putting in here, he's trying, but it's not making it any better with our sexual life. It's honestly making it worse because he's trying to do something that another man has already done for me.
Yes.
Now she's hiding stuff. I don't do no hiding in a marriage. You shouldn't be hiding anything. But that's me.
Right.
So, I'm not really happy with that part of her because it's going to make it even more harder when he finds it again.
It is. I agree with you. And you brought up something I totally forgot, and we got to touch on that too.
Mhm.
The fact that she still has videos and pictures, and this is 8 years ago. But forget, I don't even care if it was yesterday. You're now married. Why
Exactly.
do you still have this stuff?
You want
So,
to put it in the
Kevin,
cloud, put it in the cloud and leave it in the cloud.
how about delete it? Period. But Kevin, your thought?
Well, it's a lot. First of all, I don't see why she continues to write in the open. That
Oh, you said in the open. So you
because you
okay with
look
her
at her,
writing?
she's
You just don't like that she writing in the open.
like he sees her in the kitchen. She's
Mhm.
not hiding in the bathroom. She's not. I'm sure the house has a basement somewhere. Other than when she was on a train, she writes and reads it in the open.
She's selfish.
Yeah, and so that right there throws me off. The other side of it, uh, you're hiding something. So you already know when you gotta hide something, you're doing something wrong.
Absolutely.
So you
I like
already
that
know.
point.
So it's not like you need a whole bunch of people to tell you something. You don't need a counselor or anything or pastor. You know you're wrong because
Hmm.
you're hiding it. And now you're putting on another file. And then, you don't know what else you got on that file. You got videos and you got pictures and you have other things. So you're already being deceitful. So I mean, but are we surprised? Because she still has the man's number. So are we
Look,
surprised?
right, right.
You still got the man's number.
Actually, yeah, I was surprised because if you were bold enough to start it
Hmm.
and you know that your husband is reading it and you refuse to delete it, why hide it?
Well,
Why
you know
hide it?
what?
If you're going to be bold enough to write it, you already know he's reading it. What you hiding it for? Because you know that this isn't that man's life. You know that this is not that man's character, and now he's trying to live up to somebody else's character. That to me is just brazen. You might as well have an open marriage if you're going to do it like that.
But she knows. She also knows that that's not what Cooper's into. So
It's
she's
She's not
selfish.
into it.
She's really trying to have her cake and eat it too. But I
absolutely.
asked you the question yesterday though, Kevin, and see, you said delete the videos once you walk down the aisle. But
I
see,
deleted the video.
right, right. But here's the problem though, right? Sometimes you forget that stuff is even there. That's why it should have been deleted. She should have been got rid of all of that stuff. She shouldn't have still had it.
Even
But
if it's the day after and you go in into the file, but she knew it was there
She knew it was
because
there.
she has it in a specific folder. She knows it's there and she knew it was there day one when she married this man. When she married Cooper, she knew it was there. Why didn't you delete it when y'all were dating?
Right.
Why didn't you delete it when um
At
he,
least when
he
you
put
got
the ring
engaged.
on your finger? When
Yes.
he gave you the ring, why didn't you delete that life?
Right.
the number two, because
I mean, all of it.
yeah,
All
all
of
of it,
it.
the number,
If he's
everything.
supposed to
So
be out of her life, then everything should be gone. Everything.
block
Yeah.
and delete it.
Yeah.
Block.
So, I
So
mean, that to me tells me that she really ready to head for divorce court, honestly.
what what no, and this is something I had a conversation, and it's going to be like make y'all. I had a conversation this morning with my ex-wife. who talked
Mhm.
about this,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and she said something that really hit me. She said she married the rebound guy.
Wow.
She
Wow.
married the rebound guy.
Yeah. In essence,
That's what
she
she
did.
did.
She
She
did.
married the rebound guy. Usually, the rebound guy is the guy between the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
What they say, you don't want to be the man after the, you know what I mean? You want to be after, you want to be the man after the next man. You don't want to be that person. When a woman gets divorced or a situation, you don't want to be the guy directly after. You want to be the next guy. You know, and
But
so
I'm gonna be honest with you. Cooper could have been a third guy. It's a whole
no, because
different situation with her and Brad. It's
but
a
but
whole different. What I'm saying to you is, no matter who would have came after Brad, would have had trouble. Whether
Mm-hmm.
it was the rebound, the third, the fourth, the fifth guy, they would have had trouble coming
No,
after
she would have
Brad.
gone back to Brad if the
Right,
guy wasn't Cooper after. If,
right.
if the next guy wasn't Cooper, she'd have gone back to Brad.
Sooner she would have. She would
Mm-hmm.
have. So we let's get into this next subject that happened on this episode 4, New York, New York. She breaks down to the ladies in the community, pretty much telling them, she just can't take it, everything that's kind of going on between her and Cooper. They console her. So we have that particular situation going on, and they took her to probably the worst place she needed to go, her kryptonite, which was New York. So she's in New York, she goes to a familiar neighborhood, and she loses her natural mind. Okay.
hmm
So she loses her mind. She go talk to Sasha, and confesses to Sasha that she watched her and Brad have sex. I mean, Sasha did was typical for their relationship because they were so close, thick as thieves. Sasha didn't care. It's like, oh, whatever. Because, Sasha has a wild and free spirit, and she's still kind of that way, but she has the right to because she's single. So, her and Sasha go through that. But I will say this, Sasha did give her good information. Sasha told her, leave Brad alone. She
Mm-hmm.
told her, don't do it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's trouble. He's bad news. She said, leave him alone. And she said, promise me. But we all know how that went. So anyway,
but
she leaves. Go ahead. What do you want
one
to say about
little
that?
thing,
Uh-huh.
when she said promise me, did you see how she reacted? She started, well, almost like she couldn't promise it. She had to say it like 3 times. Promise me.
Because she saw it on her face.
She knew she couldn't. She knew she couldn't let that go.
She's still
Usually,
not.
when you say promise me, you're not gonna. All right, I promise. Whatever. She was like, she was crying basically. She was shaking like a leaf. You're telling her to leave her crack alone, and she was not ready
Wait,
for that.
Sassy said she was just texting that. She was just texting that. I wonder which part she's saying she was just texting. That, oh, I don't know what I just did. I don't know what part she was saying she just was texting to us.
I think the rebound guy, the rebound.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, I mean, it was messy. Yes, she couldn't keep the promise, but she knows, her girlfriend knows that she is just hooked on Brad, and can't let him go. But now she goes back home to the suburbs, right? And I guess the part we need to add in there, oh yeah, she said the rebound. She said the rebound. I guess the part we need to add in there, let's stop a minute on Billy, and let's talk about Brad. Let's talk about how Brad goes to this guy's office and tells
No,
Cooper.
him,
Cooper.
Cooper did
Cooper.
that.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Cooper goes to Brad's office and tells Brad to leave Billy alone. And Brad is so arrogant, I could jump through the TV and choke him. He was like, it was just a text. He is so freaking arrogant. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to get up and choke him. He sat in that chair so smug and so arrogant, like, what's the big deal? I text your wife. Okay. Would you, Kevin, go to another man or call another man and say, leave my wife alone?
Yes.
Thank you, Christine.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
You
my
would.
thing is this. Even though a lot of people say you approach the woman because she's the one that's in it, that's the one you're dealing with, right?
Right.
if I hit you up, just like you walking down the street and I holler at you, right? It's up to you to respond.
Right.
But he knows she's married. Brad knows she's married. He shouldn't be in that situation. So I'm gonna tell you why I feel Brad is arrogant. Maybe because he's in his office, he has security or whatever. But he don't believe Cooper's a threat.
Exactly.
If Cooper came through with one of them crazy fools, what that person you look at like, okay, he's willing to straight knock your behind out, he wouldn't have reacted that way.
Well, he already knew because remember he saw him at the gym. He
Yeah,
knew he was following him at the gym because he said it's nice to see you with clothes on.
yeah. But the
So,
point is that
so he already knew that Cooper ain't gonna do nothing.
yeah,
That's another reason why he arrogant. He like because if he was gonna do something, he would have did it when he saw him in the gym. He would have did it when he was following him. That's
mm-hmm.
why he
Cooper was
straight up.
just there
He
to
straight
size
up.
him up.
Right.
But see,
Right.
for me,
He
Compare.
straight up let
You're there
Cooper
to
know.
compare. You're
Right.
not
for,
comparing anything. You can't compare. I'm sorry.
Right.
my thing is, I would have approached him on the way to the gym. I wouldn't have waited that long. If on the way, I wouldn't have followed him. I would have did none of that. If I'm gonna walk up to him, I'd have walked when he came out that office. I'd have ran up on him, grabbed him, put him back to your brother. Look here, eye to eye, eye to eye, man to man,
He couldn't because that's the height difference.
eye to eye, man to man. Look here, player. Text my wife and get him a body, straight up.
But
No,
Kevin,
because he wouldn't
the
have been able
problem
to
is
text her anyway.
the problem is with your wife.
Exactly. I
Even
need you
me,
to delete that number, not now, but right now.
go,
Yes.
I need you
to
to, if you're not going to delete the number, I need you to block the number. And if you unblock the number, because I'm going to check. I'm going to check and see what people, if it, now you got this man in investigative mode, because at this point, I'm going to check on the side where the money is, where you're actually looking at, you can see every text that comes through, every call that comes through. And if I see his number, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think I'm on the side of, and this is real, like real live relationships. I'm on the side of the problem is in your house.
Absolutely.
I'm not approaching the side chick. I'm
Me
not
either.
calling no other girl. I'm not addressing them.
Not
I'm
at all.
addressing you. You the one that's supposed to be committed to me. So you can stop the chick from calling you. You
Mhm.
the one should not be calling the chick.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to have my conversation with you. And if you got someone disrespecting me, that's a problem.
Absolutely.
If that chick ends up calling me, that's a problem. Because how did she get my number?
Absolutely.
She got my number when she was with you and probably took it out your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You got some chick calling me, disrespecting our home. My problem is with you. I'm not going after this man. So Cooper is losing it. He won't talk to Billy, but he gonna go follow some man. He paid $600. He torturing himself. He paid $600 for a gym membership that costs $600 a month, and he didn't say nothing to him in the gym. He punked out. Then you go to his
No,
office.
it wasn't his intentions to say anything.
What did you think he went there
He
for?
just wanted to size this man up.
Oh, okay. I can accept that. You're right.
He
He
wanted
sized
to
him up
size
wrong.
him up all the
And
way
he,
around.
and he
Yeah.
sized
All
him
the
up
way
wrong.
around because he wants to know why his wife is so attached to him.
Obsessed
What is
with
it
him.
that he's
Obsessed with
doing?
him.
What is he doing to my wife? Or what has he done to my wife that keeps pulling her back? And
Right.
he just was just there to size him up. He had no intentions on saying anything to him.
You know what? You are right, Francis. But Kevin, you keep saying his size, his physical size of his private areas. That's not the only reason why Billy is hooked. It really isn't.
No, I'm not
He
saying that's
got
hook.
her.
I'm saying that's messing up his mind. Once he saw that, he was done.
Oh yeah.
That's Cooper. That's
Yeah.
Cooper.
Once Cooper saw that, he done. Because you can't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
You can't grow it.
Exactly.
So once he saw that, he was done. When like
Exactly.
they both work out, they both got six packs. Okay, he a little taller, maybe a little slender. But now you saw something you can't change that. You can't change your height.
Nope.
Ain't nothing you can do about that.
Not
Ain't
at all.
nothing you can do about that.
Not
So
at
he
all.
tortured
But you
himself.
know what though? I will say this, but again, Cooper is not a punk. You see, he did go in that office and confront him.
I'm
He
not
said, "Don't."
saying he
He
was,
said,
but
"Don't
why?
call." He
Why
said,
do
"Don't call
that?
my wife ever again. Stay away from my wife."
Why? Why do that? What
Well,
are
I
you
wouldn't
doing?
do that.
All
I don't
you're
suggest
doing
that.
is letting that other person know that you
Right.
have
He's
some
getting to you.
insecurities. You are insecure about me texting your wife. I didn't say I saw your wife. I didn't say that we had dinner together. I didn't say that we spent an evening together. All I did was send a text. What is that text going to do? It's not, and she has to be the one to say, you know what? I need to block this out of my system.
Right.
I have to block this out of my system. So, and me, what I do, I put crazy as the name. I take their name out. I put crazy as the name, and I block that phone. I block it, and then they can text me from any other number they want to text me from, but I'm not going to respond. I'm not
Yeah.
going to respond. You
Cooper. Cooper right now is dealing with a lot. So we'll move to this part of it,
Cooper's
right?
only dealing with a lot because he won't address what he read.
He won't address it to Billy. He
He
won't address
won't,
Billy. He won't
exactly.
address the source. He won't address the
That's the
source.
only reason why he's having a hard time with this. And if you didn't do marriage counseling, then you need to go do it now.
They do. So let's move on to this part of the subject. How Cooper tells his friend, his co-worker, everything that's going on. And like I said, I caught different bits and pieces when I watched it again. I noticed how the friend was like, "Well, can I read it? Can I read the diary?" I didn't catch that the first time around. So I was like, "What?" So the friend was like, "Can he read the diary?" Then he thinks the solution is that Cooper goes out and kind of see, who still likes him, who still wants him, and that'll get it out his system. Then he can go back and take out all of this energy on Billy, right? But the thing about telling your friends, I noticed when I was watching this episode, is they will give you advice based upon their own personal experiences.
Did
And
you
so,
see? But did you
But
see when Cooper started telling Devin that what was in the actual book and the face and where Devin went with that? He went way out of disrespect.
he did.
He went way disrespecting. Tell me something. Dang, I'm just imagining your wife. Are you serious right now?
I was,
Are are you serious?
I had
oh,
to sit up in
y'all
my seat
missing,
because when I first watched it, I didn't really catch all of that.
but
I
y'all
just
missing the
caught
key
the
part.
part that he said, "Go out." Go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Y'all missing the key part. It's something he said when he said, "My equipment doesn't work like that
I
anymore."
know.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
but
Cooper said that.
right.
Cooper
Cooper
said
said
it.
And
that.
that's why and see he's known his equipment hasn't been working right for a while. Go to the damn doctor.
Thank you.
Go to the doctor.
Thank you. Nobody wants to have that conversation.
No, but I
Something
think he
actually could be wrong, and I guarantee you season 2 is going to reveal all of that because something is actually wrong with this man from the inside.
But see,
It
you know
wasn't
what?
like
And
that
he
like
hasn't.
the
You're
children.
right. You were saying that, Kevin. You were saying in the beginning their sex was better. But not only that, though, he hasn't told Billy this. He hasn't told Billy that his stuff is not working the same. He
She
just doesn't
already
have the.
know.
Well, she just knows that he's not having sex with her as much. Oh, you mean because he keeps saying, "I'm sorry," because he's stopping short?
Yeah,
Oh,
Duh.
she already know. She already knows because he comes before her.
Way before.
Kevin, give
He can't
Cooper a
even get
break.
into a rhythm.
Give Cooper a break, Kevin. He's
Why?
going through a lot.
Why?
Whatever. He was going through a lot before he read that diary. He
he,
was going through a lot before he read that diary. Come on now.
no, he was, but we didn't know this, right? But now we know, and I didn't catch that the first time around, Kevin. I gotta admit that I didn't catch that. He said my stuff is just not working the same or working right. I was like, dude, he's too young for that.
I
Says
said
who?
that day one. I said that on episode one. Go to the doctors, boo. Go to the doctors.
Go to the
Yeah.
gas station, get a gas station pill. I don't know what to tell you. Go somewhere, sir.
But and that's another thing that bothers me about a lot of men. When things start to not work,
Mhm.
they don't want to go get the professional help because they don't want to feel broken. Boo. It may be something simple.
Right. And you're gonna lose your wife. You're gonna lose your wife and your family because you don't want to, hurt your ego.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I don't get it.
But
I don't
let's address what I want to address more is right now him telling his friend and his friend saying, let's go out. Because we got to get into Francesca too, the boss.
disrespectful.
A matter of fact, this is a good segue. Francis, what do you think about Francesca, the boss?
I don't like Francesca. I just don't. You're disrespectful.
Yeah,
First
she
of
is.
all, what you're doing is definitely not office protocol.
True.
I don't care what you do in life, work, home, neighborhood, family, friends, whatever you want to call it. You do not play in those playgrounds. And then you are his boss.
Wait,
His boss.
wait, wait. Sassy said it was working good for Trina. But Trina, I forgot what episode that was, Sassy, but that wasn't this one. But
Yeah.
Trina did what she did to him. She woke him up. She woke him up. And Francesca, if you're saying Francesca is a home wrecker,
Yeah.
yes, she is.
She is.
Yes, she
She
is.
is. And you're going to see it later on. But my
Right.
thing is in that later on, oh, I can't wait till we get to that point. But
But
yeah, she was disrespectful by calling him at home after work. Save it for the
right,
office. Save it for the
right.
office. It is nobody's business what goes on in the office, and you're keeping it professional. You don't call that man at home once office hours are over. Absolutely not. There's nothing that they couldn't have waited until the next day.
Again, I caught that who, like I said, whoever wrote this, they did an excellent job.
Mhm.
Because I caught that later. You are correct. Why was she calling him at home? And he was
Sex.
so happy to get that phone call.
Oh,
But now
absolutely.
I'm
Because he's trying to
thinking,
please the new boss.
right. Now I'm thinking though, did she pick his project just because she liked him?
Of course.
And is he getting partner or did he get partner just because she likes him?
It
No,
wasn't the partnership, I think. Go ahead,
no,
Kevin.
because well, we haven't got to the episode yet.
Okay. So then let's
But
not delve into that.
okay,
Stick
so
with he sees her at this bar that he went to
okay,
Mhm.
so
and
what
deal with that.
Francesca is what a lot of people are vultures.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Mm,
they're circling and looking for an opening. Okay,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
he's unhappy, she's unhappy. You know, I I experienced a situation. I knew guys did it. I never knew women did it.
Okay.
I had a personal situation at the time. My mom was in the hospital. My mom was in a coma at the time. She's better now, thank God. So I tend to text out, not to be disrespectful. I was really ignoring text messages. I said, look, my mom was in the hospital. I'm dealing with my family. I'll holler back at another time. People was using that as a thing to try to get in. Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
he's vulnerable right now. and the ones I didn't expect was coming in. And so Francesca sees an opening. He's having problems with his marriage. How does she know? Did what's his name?
Devin.
Did Devin snitch?
I just think that when he came out, because he never came out to an after work event, she saw a way to get in that way. Because
No, because he was at an after work event before that when they showed him.
No, you want you want. I'm gonna tell you what my why I think she knew. I think she knew because when you're going through something, even though you think you holding it together, it shows all over your face.
amen.
And right, and Cooper is showing it all over his face. He's acting. That actor is playing this role. You see the emotion in his face. He is broken down over this. He's broken. I mean, even when he went to Brad, he was not rational. He was not rational. He was like he let Brad get under his skin because Brad is smug. He sat back in their chair, was like, it's a text. It's a text. Like, what's the big deal? I text her. Like, why did you even have to say that? Like, he's just so messy. I wanted to choke him. And then Brad he eating it. I mean, Cooper is eating it up. He's eating it up. Like, stay away from my wife. Don't you go on. Don't you this. Don't you whatever. I'm like, dude, speak to your wife. Your wife is the one that can't get over Brad. That's where your problem is. Your problem was at home. You didn't have to miss a second at work going to speak to this man. You could have solved it before you left your house. When you came downstairs and saw your wife in that diary again, that's what made him go to Brad's office. Because he came downstairs and she slams the computer. Of course he knew she was writing in that diary. And since he knows the type of stuff she writes in there, he knew it was something crazy. And you saw the look on his face. He had enough. So he think he gonna stop Brad. No, stop your wife.
Exactly.
I broke that damn computer.
You could break the computer, but the thoughts is still in her head. You can't pluck them out of her head. You can't pluck them out of her head.
Brad needs to show his crazy to her. Not Brad, Cooper needs to show his crazy to his
Billy.
wife, to Billy. And had he done what Kevin said, I think that it would have changed her thought process of Cooper, because now you really want me. Now you're really paying attention to me. Because as we saw from episode 1, he wasn't really paying her any attention. She had his babies. It was all about his babies. It was no longer forsake all others. It was forsake you because you had my babies. These are my babies. Okay, come on now.
Why you keep saying with me and me? We're telling the truth.
I think Cooper just got comfortable. Do you know how many marriages that people get comfortable? It's not that they don't love their spouse. They just get comfortable and they get in this routine. We go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, we watch maybe our favorite show, we go to bed, and that's it. Like, people get in a routine and they get comfortable. Huh?
He's a hopeless romantic.
Who, Cooper?
So you mean to tell me you're going to neglect your wife? Period.
Wait, let's add this. Now we know why. Because this stuff not working properly.
But that don't mean you neglect her.
Exactly.
Wait, Sassy said, do you think they're going to be together in season 2?
No, excuse me. No.
Francis said
Brad
no.
Gonna tell her to go away.
Even though we're breaking this down episode by episode, I will say this. Billy got the nerve. She thinks the decision is all on her. Because you know how she told Brad at the end, and I don't want to spoil because we're doing episode by episode, but she thinks it's all about her decision. No, Cooper can make a decision too, sweetie.
Absolutely. And you're going to see in the next couple of episodes, he's making a decision. First of all, man, I'm telling you, Jesus.
She said she thinks they're going to have an open marriage. Cooper's not built for an open marriage. Not
Neither
at
of
No,
them
they
all.
not.
are.
No, they not. And
Not
you're
at
gonna
all.
find that
Neither of them
when we
are.
talk about no, they're
Excuse
not.
me. You
They're
said neither of
absolutely not.
them. Billy would go for it all day long, Kevin.
No, Billy would go to Brad.
Exactly.
Open marriage means you have different sex
Oh,
partners.
I
Billy
see.
will go.
Oh, Billy would go to bed. No, but she wouldn't want anybody to touch Cooper. She's
Yeah,
selfish.
she's
She's
not ready for that
selfish.
either.
She's selfish. But okay, so now we dealt with yeah, we watched all eight too. We did. We just breaking them down episode by episode.
Yeah.
So all right. So now Brad goes. I mean Cooper goes and speaks to Brad. We know how that went down. But let's deal with the back scene. How she thought back, and she thought back to that scene where Brad got the tattoo of the bees, and he said, "This is us," and she lost her mind. She
Mhm.
lost her natural mind,
Mhm.
and that's where their soul connection comes in.
Mhm.
So with them, they was I think the extra piece on the cake was that they were matched sexually, but outside of that, emotionally, they
Mhm.
had this sick connection. The
Yeah, and
connection was unreal.
absolutely. And it all has to do with their families, having similar family
Yes,
backgrounds. And that's what they think is bringing them together.
yes,
And because she'll talk about hers, he won't talk about his to her.
right.
So that's how he knew about her dad. That's why he said what he said to her. And
Yeah.
that's why he hurt her to her soul. But she let it go because he came back and apologized.
But it's not just because he came back and apologized, but it's because she can't. Brad is her kryptonite. So I think Brad could come close to darn near killing her, and she would still forgive him. She'd be like, "All right, you said sorry, I'm good." Like but you want to know you don't want to know where he got it to. Remember when he told her, he said, "Your husband came and spoke to me," and
Mhm.
she almost lost her mind, and he was like, "Don't worry, I got you." I said, "Darn it, this freaking guy." In other words, he's like, "Don't worry, I ain't gonna let you. I would never say nothing to your husband to break up your marriage." He's like, "I got you." And she just feels like there's this special connection between them, even still.
Mhm. But she
But
knows
like,
there
you got,
is.
I'm like, chick, take him off stop speaking to him. Your man
Okay,
went to see him.
we talked about it
Yes.
yesterday, but sorry. So Francis,
Yes.
where is she going with two kids?
Okay. Okay.
In the suburbs. Where she at?
Cause she keep missing this single life. Francis, where
Where
is she
she,
going with two kids?
it's the thing about it is she'll leave Brad with those babies
Kevin,
and go
what did I
and
tell
do
you?
her own thing.
You say she'll leave Cooper with the
She will
babies.
leave. Sorry, she will leave Cooper with those babies.
I
Absolutely,
told you that.
absolutely, she would.
She love those
Absolutely, she
babies.
would.
She's breastfeeding. No, she ain't gonna leave them babies.
Okay,
Kevin, you delusional. You not feeding
okay.
into her character. I
If
told you that
she
yesterday.
may
I'm
not leave,
glad
she's
Francis
not
said
going to
the
leave.
same
Right,
thing.
she's not going to leave them today. She's not going to leave. She's going to get those kids to a point, and she's taking off because she wants the life that Sasha has. She wants to be back where she was. She feels that she's stuck in something that she should have never gotten into.
Which
And
is
now
sad.
that Cooper's penis is breaking down and she can't get the
And
satisfaction that she wants, she's going to leave him. And
So is it she's missing the life or she's missing Brad? In
both.
other
I
words,
think
would she
both.
like that life with Brad?
She's both.
I
She's
think it's
both.
both.
She's both. Because even if Brad decides, you know what, I'll even take you with the kids, they're still going to have this explosive sex. They're still going to do the things that he wants. Just let me get you a nanny so that they can watch the kids while we go do our thing.
Let me tell you this story. I have a girlfriend. She had a Brad. She actually had, I think, one kid with the Brad. They
Hmm.
broke up. He went wherever he went. She ended up getting married to a Cooper. This man loved the ground that she walked on, took care of Brad's kid, her other kids. Okay. He was daddy daycare. He fed them. He helped with homework, blah, blah, blah. Brad calls years later. She takes and accepts Brad's call. Brad talks to Yang Yang. She leaves her happy home with her man that was taking care of Brad Kid. Wait, Brad Kid called Cooper daddy and was like, you know what? I told mommy I want you to stay with Cooper and don't go back to my daddy. She left because Brad was calling her name. She left. She gets with Brad. Brad with her 2.2 seconds in the house. The whole house is in shambles because Brad wasn't coming there to do homework and all that and feed the kids and all this other stuff. She has a nervous breakdown because Brad ends up leaving. She has a nervous breakdown, can't feed herself nothing. Guess who came to the hospital to help clothe her, feed her, and nurse her back to health? Cooper did. But guess what though? Cooper didn't fall for the nonsense. After she came out that hospital, she was good. He said, "I'm good too. I'll come here and make sure the kids is good, but I'm done." So she messed up everything over the illusion of Brad, and you know Brad is a bad boy, and that's what Billy is about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And that's the point
When
I'm
you
making.
when you have a tie, I mean, there's a lot of people that have that kryptonite. They have that man or that woman that they just can't seem to shake. But you remember the movie? I wonder was the Ray Charles movie called Ray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember
Mhm.
he was on drugs and he went in the hospital, but he told him, "I don't want y'all to give me nothing. I'm gonna fight this myself."
Mhm.
That's how you gotta fight that darn person off of you. I don't care if you got to be in your house by yourself, shaking, wrap yourself up in a blanket, throw your phone in the garbage. I don't care. Don't answer their call. They
I
no good
say,
for
why she
you.
didn't just change her phone number? Period. But that's me.
Because she was hoping he would call her back.
She wanted to reach out all along, but she was getting it too good with Cooper. She was getting it too good with Cooper, and when it stopped, all of a sudden now she wants that life back. All of a sudden now
Because
you got
she
two
doesn't.
kids, and now they're burdens. They're not a burden. This is the life you chose. Get
The,
over it.
the $8 million question is: does she really want to be single, or she really want back? Brad.
She wants bread.
Yeah. So using
But
the single
she
thing is
wants
an
her
excuse to
cake
me.
and eat it too. She wants it, and she's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. I can almost guarantee you she's gonna get it. But are you getting it honestly by telling your husband this is where you're going to be, or are you going to go behind your husband's back and cheat on him?
Well, wait, did you this what made me think of a question I had. So do you think in relationships once trust is broken, can you ever get it back?
It's
No,
hard. It's hard. It's
no,
hard.
No.
no.
It depends on what the trust is, but it's hard. It's hard.
So
And
then is it worth it staying in that relationship once the trust is
they
broken?
need counseling.
They both. One thing
They
I learned
need
about
counseling.
marriages is you both have to want it. One can't want it and the other one don't.
No, they both want the marriage though, Kevin. That's not their issue right now. The issue is she want her marriage, but she want her high sex life too.
Yeah,
And
And,
have
but
and
I
right now
mean,
she feels that the only person that can give it to her is the only person she know that gave it to in the past, and that is Brad. But
mhm.
she's
she gonna have
also
to make a
letting
decision.
Brad, by accepting his phone calls and his nonsense, she letting him get back in her mind.
He's already in her mind.
Well, that's true.
He's already in her mind. She is saying, you know what? I'd rather fantasize about this man and have my orgasms in my mind because I want my husband. My husband still gives me something,
Stability.
and I'm not going to get that with Brad. She definitely ain't going to get. Well, she's not going to get stability in an emotional relationship, but she will definitely get stability in the pockets because he's rich. He's been
He's
rich.
rich. He's been rich. He's been rich.
But if you look at when she's going around the city, she's a hot mess.
Yes,
She's an emotional wreck.
you're right. She never left her mind.
And
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there like, here you are going around the city with these. You can't even play it off.
No,
You
she
just
can't. That's how
you
bad
just
she got
walking.
it. That's how bad she got it.
Yeah, she just. It was like a crackhead walking in a crack house. I'm like, she in the city. She want to run the brand. She got her baby with her. She can't even think straight. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. She went to Sasha. I mean, when Sasha tells her you gotta leave Brad alone. Okay, okay. She said, "Promise me." Okay, I promise you. Like it was a struggle to get her to promise. She cannot leave that man alone. And so
Mhm.
the whole deal is Cooper has to make the decision to say, just like he has to make the decision to block. Sometimes, like I said, the band-aid on the bullet wound is not enough, and sometimes you just got to say, "Yo,
Mhm.
go do you."
Well, no, he's trying to save his marriage, and I give
Yeah,
him
I
credit for
understand
that.
that.
Right? He's trying to save his marriage, but what he needs to do is be honest about his non-working body parts.
Yeah,
He needs to get help, and then the other piece of it is really, can you ever trust again? And I say this: if you can never trust again, even if you go to counseling, then the relationship should probably end. Because without trust, what do you have? I'm not going to
nothing.
constantly chase you. So now every time he sees her on the computer, it's going to be a trigger. She could be
Mhm.
doing a graph and he going to think she writing in his diary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But the
Every time
difference.
she wants to go to the city, he going to think she want to go to the city to see Brad. He's going to torture himself and drive himself bananas.
But the
He
crazy
already
part
there.
about this
He
is
did.
that this is not a random. This is not random dick. It has a name, it has a face. So
In history.
yeah, in the history. So to
In
me,
erotic, as his word
yeah.
says,
So
erotic
to
detailed
me,
stories.
he's not going to. She's not somebody who cheated with somebody. Oh, it happened. This is a whole nother relationship. This
Mhm.
is a whole. There's emotion attached to this. That, you know what I mean? So if she couldn't get Brad out of her mind or out of her spirit in 8 years, what do
He
you
ain't
think?
leaving.
What do you think counseling gonna do? It's
You
not like
right.
a guy you met at the office 6 weeks ago and something
Mhm.
happened.
Mhm.
This is a dude you who ain't seen in 8 years and you can't even get your mind right.
Mhm.
Eh?
You're right. You're right. And
Yeah.
So what
and
is
then
counseling
what
gonna
makes
do?
it bad is she don't really have anything to counteract Brad by putting Cooper in her diary. It's, you know, it's every day as usual with Cooper, but it's excitement with Brad. And he's reading this as if to say, I don't even excite my wife enough that she's thinking about another man.
Well, okay. So let me ask this question. We're living real life, right?
Mhm.
You can't expect your real life now with a marriage and kids to be every single night with swinging off the chandeliers and just having this like long out sessions of sex. She can't expect that.
She can't even get 5 minutes of sex. Come on now. Come
Leave
on, Queen.
Cooper alone.
Come
Leave
on now.
Cooper alone.
This man, this man humps her like a rabbit.
He
And
does.
if I have to really give it a semblance, if have you ever seen lions have sex?
No.
Mm, mm, mm. That is the quickest 2 seconds of any lion's life. And that's what Brad does to her. He wasn't doing that before.
He wasn't.
He was making love to her. He was giving her
He was passionate.
His attention, football game. He was giving her everything she needed to be comforted and to be quieted, because nothing started happening until those 18 months of lack of sex, lack of compassion, lack of emotion happened. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
so
until
they both contribute to where they're at today.
Absolutely.
But I will say that Billy put 75% of the contribution in this mess.
75.
Yeah, 75. And
98,
25.
98%.
98. Yeah, 98%. And Cooper
because
is 2%.
if you're paying attention to your husband,
mm-hmm.
you would make him go to the doctors. You would say, you know what, baby, this is not you.
Right.
This is not you. I'm going to need you to go ahead on and take care of this. And we're going to go to the doctor.
Right, we'll go together. I'm going to make the appointment for you.
We're going to go to the doctors. Absolutely. Because this is my everything. This is my world. This is the man that I chose to say I do to. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to give you all of the I do's, because that sickness and in health is a part of your vow. So where are you? Where's the breakdown, Billy? Where's the breakdown? Why is it that because his stuff don't work?
Right.
You got to start fantasizing about somebody whose stuff works.
Right.
And you don't even know if it still works. And the only reason why you found out it still works, but she didn't find out until she talked to Sasha, because Sasha is jumping on it every other night.
No, but remember, she found out because he FaceTimed her having sex with Sasha.
But that was after she found out that him and Sasha were having sex.
Right. But let's say how this episode ended, and we'll close out with this. The episode ended yet again. She still got him in the phone. She still responded to his every win. So Brad calls her. Actually, he FaceTimes her and was talking to her. And shows her the tattoo and some more.
Mm-hmm.
And she lost her mind.
But let me give credit a little bit back. Yes. Credit for her girlfriends who actually tried to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
Them housewives, because they could be messy. Housewives tried to help her out.
They did.
They even went and bought a fake bag for her to make it look real. Look, we got this fake Chanel bag. Throw it up under there. They trying to help her out. And she reminds me, have you ever watched the show Girlfriends?
Mm-hmm.
In that episode where Joan covers for Maya because her husband thinks something going. And at the end of the episode, Maya on the deck talking to the same dude, it just almost messed up your marriage.
Yes.
And then you just can't get enough. You keep playing with the fire until it burns your black ass.
Mm-hmm.
She sits there, they're talking to her, and when the phone rings, she gotta take it. I'm like, why would she? Girl was like, "Is that who's Brad?" She runs in the backyard. She had to take it. I'm like, are you really? Oh my God! Trina tried to help her out.
Oh, sassy. Well, because he responded well to Trina. He sure did. Is that the 5th episode where that happens? I think it is the next episode where that happens. Yeah, Trina got him all the way together.
She didn't. No, she didn't. Because even then, he didn't last 2 damn minutes. Piece of crap. What kind of mess is that? I mean, if you're gonna do this in front of everybody, don't at least last. At least last.
No problem, Francis. He admitted to it. Give him a break.
He didn't admit it to his wife.
He didn't. He
did not admit it to his wife. Had he
that's a problem.
His wife, I think there would be a different scenario right now. He didn't admit it to his wife.
This
And
is
No
true.
question.
she's not saying to him, look, she keeps saying, oh, it's okay, it's okay. It's not okay if you're fantasizing about another man.
Right,
And
that's
now,
true.
and now that the other man knows how you really feel about him,
He playing on it.
he
He
is
playing
playing on
into it.
every point of you.
So
Yes,
hold up,
He is
ladies.
tugging every
yes,
string.
yes,
Ladies,
yes,
question.
Kevin. Yes.
You're having problems down there. Do you tell your man or you tell your best friend?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I
Wait,
do.
hold on, Kevin. If the problem is because I cannot have sex with you, then I gotta talk to you, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
but if your man, I'm gonna go back to what Francis is saying. Like if you in tune to your man and he's in tune to you, he's gonna know probably before you even say the words out your mouth.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but as a man, I'm sure it's hard for him. And like I said, he's young. That's why I'm curious to know what problems you got going on. Like, geez.
Well, honestly, nowadays, cancer has no age.
Right.
When you're talking prostate, when you're talking um, colon, all of that wraps up with the man. A lot of times with the man, so
They don't want to talk about
your body is breaking down, and you're like, why all of us? What's going on that I can't hold an erection? What's going on that I'm ejaculating too soon? I've never done this before. Ding, 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 go to the doctor. This is things, and it bothers me when men do this. It irritates me. I'm going to know. I'm going to know. But see, and I said it before a couple of days ago. If she was doing her part, going down on him like Trina did, if she was doing her part, she would
But wait,
already know.
Billy does try. But remember, he's constantly rejecting Billy. Remember, he rejected her when she
Because
tried to
he's
come at him in the
feeling
shower.
impotent.
no,
He's
because he
feeling
snatched
impotent.
off already.
That was
He's
that one time.
Yeah, but he's feeling impotent. So he doesn't know how to tell his wife, my penis isn't working. I don't
Right.
really have a desire to have sex anymore. I'm not, when I get an erection, you better hurry up and get what you gotta get because I don't know how long I'm gonna last. They
Yeah.
don't have those kind of conversations because
Yeah.
had they had those conversations prior to the marriage, meaning her telling him what kind of sex life she really is into, this marriage would have never happened. This marriage would, because it's not him. He's
Is
a
that
romantic. He wants to make love to
right?
his wife. He doesn't want just that, you know,
But
get
can I tell
get
you
in and
though,
get out.
with her and Brad though, it was a lot of romance. It was intense.
Mhm.
It
But
was
it was also
but wait, Kevin, their love affair was deep.
Yeah,
Most of the time when you showed them having sex, although it even started out as maybe something wild, it wasn't really about that. It was just
it
about their
was
deep connection that they
exactly. It
had.
was the love
but
making of the sex.
Yep. Yep.
yeah, but the thing is that this Brad had what they call multiple levels of it. Okay, even though it was intimate and because they loved each other, they were in the car, they were over there, they were over there. It was everything ain't Luther Vandross and candles.
Yeah,
That's
you said that
cool.
before,
Yeah,
He
and
made
so
it exciting when it
Brad is
happened.
coming with more spontaneity. He's coming with more, you know what I mean? Like that,
Adventure.
he's yeah, more
eventually.
adventure. And he's
Yeah,
having fun. They're
right.
having fun. They're making fun of it. They say, okay, let's do this. Let's try this. They're having fun with it. And
Exactly.
some people, it's like role play. Some people just can't do it. Some people think
Mhm.
it's fun. You know what I
But
mean?
see, but the point to go back to Francis' point, in the beginning, she accepted what Cooper was giving her. So
Mhm.
I don't even think it's just that. I think it's more the fact that he just can't get it up and give it to her
She
because
accepted it,
she.
but she
Go ahead.
accepted it. It was new. If you look, like I said, that key was a 3, I think it was. When she's coming down the steps, with Sasha. She says, "Oh, you finally." She says, "Well, at least I took a shower today." She's recently over Cooper. This man comes, okay. He's something new. He's something different from every man she's messing with. He got a house in the country. Okay, he had apartments to be at a house. He takes her to the country. Smart move because he's showing her something she's not used to. Okay,
Correct.
he's coming a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, you used to guys like this. I'm gonna come like this. You used to the guys with the leather shirts
He
and the
didn't know.
leather
He
jeans.
He
didn't
didn't
know
know
she was
that.
He
into that.
did. He
He
was
didn't know
different.
that. He
He
didn't know
didn't,
that.
but
It was just him.
he didn't know that. But what I'm saying to is, to her, it was different. It
Yes,
was a different
absolutely.
situation. It was different, and his equipment was working.
Exactly.
So the properly working equipment, along with something different, that's what happened. And so that helped subside her feelings for Brad. And plus, he wasn't around. Because I'm sure during that dating process, had Brad called her, she probably would have got up out of there. Because you're right, they ain't connected 8 years. But if during that courting process, when he was courting her before he married her, if Brad would have called her, she'd have got up out of there. Look what she's doing now. She already married. If Brad would have called her, she'd have got up out of there.
Yeah, but she's doing it out of what can I say? She's doing it because of the lack of. She's doing it because of the lack of. It was no problem as long as her husband was paying her attention, as long as her husband was giving her what she wanted, as long as the family was doing it together, right? As long as the family was doing it together, it was okay.
And I'm gonna say, even though we don't want to drag into other episodes, Kevin, I'm gonna say proof of that is what she says at the end, at the last episode. Proof of that she is not that she don't want to be with Cooper. She wants both worlds.
Our cake
She's
and eat it too.
selfish. She's selfish.
Absolutely, she is.
She's
Because of them
selfish.
babies.
But and it's not just a baby. Now let me add this. At the end scene, again, her kryptonite calls her. And first of all, she should have never. She knew that darn call wasn't gonna be right. He's sitting on the call with his no shirt on. And if you want to have some straight, you would have been like, "No, I'm gonna hang up. We could just talk. I'm not talking to you with no shirt on." Okay? He's sitting there with no shirt on. He's so messy. I want to choke him. Right? He's sitting there with no
But he's
shirt on.
only yeah, but he's only doing that because he knows she still wants him.
She still wants him.
No, he knows that she still loves him. And honestly, she's really in love with this man.
Oh, she is
She's
for
really
sure.
in love with this man, and she can't find a good word to say about her. She cannot even edify her husband. Did you hear what she said when he addressed the fact that she only said these certain things in the journal about him, and she was like, well, I said something nice. What? Instead of writing that journal to say I wished my husband had done these things to me, not even mentioning Brad, not even bringing Brad up, just to see if he would have reacted differently to that. Because honestly, if she said that, I wish Cooper was this type of guy, you know, throwing me over the kitchen counter and just giving it to me, making love to me in the car because it's spontaneous, going and doing things in the city because we need a date night. Do you really and truly think that would have the things would have happened the same way if she had not put Brad's name in this?
Oh, I think if it was just writing and it wasn't Brad, it would be a total different story. However, I wouldn't be a fan. I would like that better for her situation, but I'm still not a fan of like these subliminal messages. Like, if you got something to say to me, talk to me. Like, we
They
have
don't
to
know how to speak to each
communicate.
other.
Yeah, we have to communicate verbally, right? If you want something from me, talk to me. Let me see if I can handle it. Let me see if I can deal with it. Let me see if we can come together on the same page.
We're two different people. We understand that. They
Right.
don't.
They
They
well
don't.
no, she don't. She don't. She's messy. And
And he's not. When she asked him, "Let's talk about it," why not talk about it?
because he's hurt. I'm talk
Talk
about
about
that
it.
diary
This
right
is
now.
your wife.
I'm
This
not
is
talking
your
about that
wife.
diary right now.
This
I
is your
just
wife.
read. I just read that you talking about your ex and we married. I got this nice home for you. We got 2 kids
Exactly.
together. You don't have
Exactly.
to work. And you talk about some other dude in your diary?
No, she don't have. No, he told her not to work.
Well,
See,
she
he
agreed.
stuff
She
for
agreed. She agreed.
because she had to fall into his narcissistic ways. I don't care what you can call it what you want. Cooper is a narcissist, and it
Oh
drives
my
me crazy because he wants it the way he wants it. He wants the picket fence with the 2.5 kids and the wife that's going to stay home and cater to his needs, and he doesn't want to be able to have to turn around and give her what he gave her in the beginning. See, that's the issue with a lot of people. Get it together. Whatever you did in the beginning, you should be doing now. 8 years later, 5 years later, 20 years later. So if you went down on that man before you got married, you should be going down on that man right now, 8 years later. I don't care how many kids you have. I don't. I don't care how many kids you have. If it did that for you, then he should be doing that. He should be bringing her flowers home if that's what he was doing for her in the beginning. He should be cooking a gourmet meal if that's what he was doing in the beginning. I cannot stand Cooper. He is a prick to me. He is an absolute prick.
Well, preach, girl.
He's a prick. He is a narcissist. He wants it his way and no way at all. And
Well,
she just fell right into it because Brad wasn't there to give her that life of being on the run all the time. That adventure was gone. See, so she fell back and said, "You know what? It's probably best if I don't do the adventure because the adventure hurts me. The adventure is tearing me down. The
Oh, it
adventure,
almost killed her.
huh?
It almost killed her.
Yeah, it's taken too much out of me and away from me, right? So let me slow my life down and see exactly how this is working. But she wasn't expecting this man to tell her you need to stop studying to be to get your doctorate. You need to stop telling you need to stop working because we're ready to have kids, right? So that's what he wants. She's living his life, and she now everything is coming.
So
Everything is
that's
coming.
so that's Cooper's fault.
Excuse me? It's both their faults.
Okay, but
It's
don't
both their faults because she should have said, I don't want to stop my doctorate. If I get
keep
pregnant,
her
that's one thing, right?
right.
Let me get to where I need to be, and I can still, because the baby ain't gonna be up all day. You can still
Right.
work from home, right?
Now,
Find
wait,
something that's
Francis, this
gonna
this
keep
what
you
I
busy.
didn't know. She definitely wants to be back in Sasha's world, but this is what I didn't know. I didn't realize that they both kind of were studying the same thing.
Yeah.
So, so Sasha has her PhD,
Yes.
and she's the professor, and
Mm-hmm.
she's still single and having this great sex and having the single life and still living in the city.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that they was totally on the same track.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's feeling all kinds. She's in her
Yeah.
feelings right now, Billy. But
Exactly.
I need you to ease up a little bit off of Cooper because this is not
No,
all.
ma'am.
You and Kevin need to
Ma'am.
y'all
Absolutely
better
not.
come off.
I'm not even easing up on Brad
stop
because
drinking the
Brad
Cooper
is
Kool-Aid.
disrespectful.
Stop drinking the Cooper Kool-Aid.
I'm drinking
Brad
it.
is disrespectful. Cooper is in his feelings because Brad is disrespectful. But you go follow this man around just to see how big his penis is. What kind of craziness is that?
He didn't. He fell into that. He didn't know he was going to see it. I mean, he was just following them to
What
the
you think was
gym.
gonna happen in the shower?
Damn.
What you think was gonna happen in the shower?
Man.
Who ain't butt naked in the shower?
You keep look. What you keep looking for?
You know what?
Keep looking for? Neither one of them have a great behind. It's all flat. It's ugly, and it's not to my satisfaction. But you're gonna turn it. Once this man turn around, you get an attitude. Shit.
Listen, you know what? So for episode 4, so this is episode 4, right? Y'all got me
What are you
on
upset for? Because your wife was loving what you was giving to her prior to this situation. What changed? And whatever that change is, go fix it.
Okay, let me say this, y'all. First of all, for episode 5, I'm gonna need a buddy because y'all gaining up on me.
We're gaining up. We're talking about the show.
Nobody's ganging up on you.
What show you watching? What show you watching?
In the building.
I'm sorry. You know what?
Listen, wait, let me say
what?
this.
It's what I need to say. What this is? Do you relate to Cooper in what's going on with him? That's why you're keeping. And I'm not saying all 3 of them are wrong.
Right.
All 3 of them are wrong.
Right.
But if I'm gonna lean towards anybody, I'm gonna lean towards Brad because he's having fun with all of this.
No, Brad, no.
He's
Brad is
having
a home
fun.
wrecker. No. Brad is a home wrecker.
Him and Francesca's a home wrecker, but whatever.
All of them are home wreckers. Bill started it, and Cooper tapped into it when he almost kissed Francesca.
Okay, well, we didn't get there yet, but let me say this. Let's do this. First of all, this is the piece of me that relates to Cooper, right? I understand the pressures of you're working, you got this high-powered job, you got to perform at the job. When you come home to your home, you want peace. You want peace. So
he's
now you come
home.
Hold on. You got to come home and you got to depress. You got to take it down. You need a moment to take it down. So you come home. He was wrong for not addressing the wife. I admit to that. But you come home, you kiss the babies, you say hi to your wife, and now you just need a me moment. Okay, so you get your me moment, and your me moment is watching whatever show. His me moment was watching the football, right? And so I think the problem of him not having sex, it has nothing to do with him not wanting his wife. It has everything to do with he didn't address his medical condition, whatever that is. So now she's feeling some kind of way, thinking she's not wanted by her husband. But meantime, it's not that. It's because of his situation. And he's a little bit embarrassed, right? He's embarrassed that every time he tried to give it to her, it don't last but for 2 seconds.
This is your wife.
I know it's his wife.
She's your everything.
I know.
You're supposed to tell her everything.
All I'm telling y'all to is have some compassion for Cooper.
Absolutely not. I don't have no compassion for his narcissistic ways. I do not.
Cooper this is my thing about Cooper, right?
Yes, Kevin.
Cooper's like a lot of men, because they're the breadwinner, they got their bag. They come with this okay, she said, we agreed I should stop my PhD. If I got a woman who's working on her PhD, why would I stop her?
Because he wanted to have the baby.
Okay.
See, we didn't get pregnant. He got pregnant.
Okay. So
we didn't get pregnant.
I can't with you. You better stop. You got to stop. First of all, Kevin,
I do not like this.
Kevin, I'm going to need you in episode 5 to keep it real and knock it off. That's what I'm going to need you to do. And I'm going to tell you why. All the time, couples have to make sacrifices. Don't act like this is something new. You got a family, right? Somebody got to take care of these kids. I can't go to work in the city. They in Connecticut. I can't go to work in the city. That's what
you have a nanny.
Can we go back? Can we go back?
You got a nanny that will come and watch these babies.
Thank you.
Work in the city.
That's the best nanny in the world. She coming and dropping it down.
In the city, you can work in Connecticut.
She breastfeeding.
You know what? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
listen, hear
Don't
me
do
out.
that.
You work in the city. It's an hour and a half train ride from Connecticut. So now you got to go there. You got this high power job, and sometimes you may need to stay late. So you going to be in the city going for your
She
PhD.
does not
I'm
have
gonna
to
be in
work
the
in the
city. No,
city.
listen. I'm gonna be in the city at my job, and our kids are gonna be at home in Connecticut with some nanny. It can't work like that.
Why?
Can I say
No.
something?
Why? Did
Yes,
you
you
take your
can,
baby to
Kevin.
daycare?
Yes, you can, Kevin. Go
Did you
ahead.
take your baby to
Can we go
daycare?
back to dinner? Remember the first
Yes,
dinner
Kevin.
at the
Okay, don't
bar?
do that.
Can we go back to the bar? And
Yes.
when they first met, and he said, I have a house in the Connecticut I go to on the weekends. He had an apartment in Manhattan.
Well, you're not going to give up. You come on now. You're going to give up the apartment and raise your family in Connecticut. Stop, Kevin. We're not going to have
No,
the
But
what
apartment.
I'm saying is,
why give up? Why give it
thank
up?
you, thank you.
Why give it up?
I'm sipping
You
my tea.
got both of
Why
them.
give it
You
up?
can afford
You
it.
can afford both of them.
I need a
You can
buddy.
afford both of them. If you can afford, but then if
Episode
that's the
5,
case,
I need
let's turn
help.
it around.
I
Let's
need help
turn
for
it around.
episode
Bring the
5.
nanny with you on the weekends to the city so that y'all can go and chill out on the weekends in the city and go back home on the weekends. But guess what? Guess what? She don't have to work in the city. She's a teacher. How many
But no, she wanted
colleges?
to finish her PhD. So she was finishing her PhD in the
And
city.
why couldn't she do that in Connecticut? Why
Wow.
did she have to do it in New York? She did not have to. There are colleges. I'm gonna tell you, it's a whole lot of them in Connecticut. She could have finished her PhD in Connecticut. And even
Fancy.
if she wanted to go to work, guess what? There are places of employment in Connecticut.
All
Even
right,
if she
guys.
worked part-time. Even if she worked part-time.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to
Can
end
I
it
say
here.
something?
Yes.
I just
Say
want to ask
something,
a
Kevin.
question.
Yes.
Francis,
Yes.
isn't that woman nanny of the year?
Amen.
Is she nanny of the year? On
Amen.
drop of a dime, you call her, she come running.
Amen. Can you come watch
Nanny
the
of the
kids?
year.
Can you
If there was an
stay one
award for
day?
nanny of the year, she'd be standing like this making a speech. Call her on drop of a dime. Can you stay late with the
I'm
kids?
sorry. We're making too many excuses on
For
things we
Cooper.
already do for ourselves. So
Okay, so
don't
wait,
even
listen.
do it.
Guys,
You
this
put
is
your
how we're
baby
going
in
to end.
daycare. You put your baby in pre-K at elementary school or wherever you did it, but you had to get up and go to work every day, right? You had to get up and go to work. You did you homeschool your babies?
Well, but then you know what though? If she really had a major problem with it, then like you said from the beginning, she should have communicated that. But
Absolutely.
wait, we got to freeze here, and this is where we're going to end. Was she dead wrong for holding that phone and doing FaceTime with Brad and then looking at his stuff?
Hell yeah. She wrong for having his number.
She's wrong
She was
for
wrong for
even
answering the
accepting the
phone.
call. That let's even go in there. She even wrong for accepting the call. The phone number we already know is disrespectful. She shouldn't even picked up the phone. She saw it. It should have been decline. Decline.
And she act like she never saw it before. She was in such awe.
Swipe left.
It choked her.
Because she ain't seen it in a while.
That's true.
Because it's been 8 years, boo.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
That's
been
true.
8 years.
And she saw the tattoo?
Yeah. But that's what he showed first, being slick. He's a mess. He's a mess.
He know what floats her boat.
He is playing on all of their emotions. He is playing all over her emotions.
He
And
showed her
he
the tattoo
knows
and he
that
showed her the donkey
her
and said, here you
husband
go.
is not exactly what Billy wants.
But see, here's the other thing too.
Yes.
Just
She said
like
she
he
should
saw
have
her,
wait.
just
She
like
said
he saw him in
wait.
the
Yeah,
shower.
She
good
said
time.
she should have blocked his number from her phone. Yeah, she
Good
definitely
time.
should have.
But
But
hold
you
on, can I say
know,
something?
yes.
Just like Brad saw Cooper in the shower, I mean Cooper saw Brad in the shower, Brad saw Cooper. So he already knew.
Absolutely.
So he knew when he knew she ain't got what he got. So that's why he was being slick with it. He knew.
Well,
That's why he
I
did
don't
what he
think
Well,
did.
Brad saw him because he never turned around.
He didn't have to turn around. He walked by the shower. Trust me, he saw him.
Oh,
but you know what? Let me tell you this. Brad is the type of guy that it wouldn't have mattered if he did or didn't see Cooper. He's arrogant. He's
yeah,
Hmm.
confident.
he sure
And
is.
and he already knows that he got his wife in the bag. Like
Absolutely.
if you could, he knew when he told her on the phone, he was like, if you don't want me to call no more, just say that. And she said it, and he texted a liar because he knew she was lying. He still knows her. You
Because she
cannot see
can't lie to
somebody,
him.
but wait, Kevin, you cannot see somebody for years. But the minute you see them, that same connection where y'all left 8 years ago is there. It's there for her. And it's there for him. And he's using his words. I never stopped thinking about you the whole 8 years. I could slap Brad. I swear to goodness. He's killing
But
me.
but the thing is, like I said, we'll go to that episode. But she was stuttering on the phone when he asked her did she miss him. She couldn't even say it straight out. She couldn't even lie right. She couldn't even lie to Sasha and say that when she tried to promise that she was not going to see him again. He has her. So he knew when he said, do you miss me? If you say I never call you again.
Well, he knew before that.
Yeah, he
He
knew.
knew when she came to Sasha's house and he walked out that room and she saw him. He knew. He knew right there.
He
He
knew
knew.
And he
because he
also
didn't
knew
come
because
out right away. So he
Right.
heard the conversation between her and
Oh,
Sasha.
that's right. That's
He heard
right.
he heard that conversation, and then he was like, "Oh, hook, line, and sinker. Let me
and the
go ahead
other
on
thing
and
was
get this
too,
fish right here.
when when
Let
he
me get
streamed
this fish."
when he
Right?
streamed the video, he knew she was watching.
Of course he did
Well,
because
that's why he did it. That's
oh
why he
he
did it.
he
But
knew.
you can see if somebody's watching. He knew she was
He
watching.
knew. He knew.
Well,
He
that's
knew
why he
she
did it.
wasn't going to turn away
Right.
because just because it was Sasha, they've done that before. They've watched each other have sex before, but it wasn't about Sasha. It was about what he was doing to Sasha because
Yep.
she wanted it done to her.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he knew
That was
he listen, he good at his game. I
Oh yeah.
gotta give him that. He's good at his game. And
Oh
like I
very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
it's gonna sink in sooner or later that Cooper is no match for me. So you might as well come on over here, boo. Come on over here. Cooper ain't no match. You ain't gonna never get it. Yes, ma'am, Sassy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Cooper ain't no match. Never
You're
gonna,
gonna
he's never
be
gonna to live up to what I can do for you. He's never gonna live
well.
up to it.
Well, listen. Okay, so wait. We got. I keep saying we're gonna end, but we're gonna end with this right here. We're gonna end right this right here. So the thing is, if you're young and dating, okay, it's a higher chance that that person you may be with was your one and only, right?
Mhm.
But as you get older, there's a chance that the other person had at least one other partner before you, at the very least. Okay.
Mhm.
So the idea is you shouldn't have to be worried about being matched up to this other person. Okay. So Kevin, so I think I might have asked you this question. Would you be with somebody who maybe the sex is not as great as it was with a previous relationship, but you got everything, you got other things going on? Or
Well, I
are
said,
you going to be constantly missing this previous sex?
well, like I said, it has to be something to satisfy you. It can't be horrible. Like I told you before, it has to be something to satisfy you.
What
You
if it's
know,
okay? What if it's okay, but she could cook?
I can cook, so that doesn't really do anything for me. You know, 9 times out of 10, she can't cook better than me.
Oh,
But
you arrogant too. We got a
I do
little
this for a
Brad over
living,
there.
so it is what it is.
All of us have
If you think you can
narcissistic
burn
ways.
better than me,
All of us.
come see me. But anyway, my thing is that as we get older,
Hmm.
what was important may not be as important.
Okay.
Like I told somebody, all those moves I did back in the day, I'm like a game. I'm like a hand of spades. I got three in the possible. That's my all up there. Look, I had 800 positions before. I got three in the possible. I'm 51 years old. Keep it up. Keep it a buck with you. I'm 51 years old. I got three in the possible. On some days it might be two in the possible. I'm just saying my books. That's where I'm at. So I don't need the flipping up, but what I don't want the rejection. So if it's not is if it satisfies me, I'm okay with it because there's a lot of things. When I thought back in the days it was all about sex, I had the sex equal partner. It was the other parts of the house we had problems in. And it became bigger than sex. And then at that point, the sex didn't even matter. So to me, sex is a part of a relationship, an important part, but it's not a deal breaker. It has to be sex
Thank
there.
you for saying that. For on that note alone, get off of Cooper's back.
It's not
Thank
about
you.
the sex.
Exactly. It's not about the sex. So
It's
Cooper,
It's
for
leave
not about
her.
Cooper
sex with
alone.
Cooper. You don't
For
get it.
her. For
Oh
her.
my good lord.
My
Francis
husband
Helper.
is rejecting me.
Yeah, no,
My
I know.
husband
I
doesn't
know.
show me the affection that he was showing me before. It's
I
not about,
know.
I can almost guarantee you, if he walked up to her holding the baby and he kissed her on her forehead and he held her, she would feel differently.
She would feel different. I'm joking with y'all. So we're closing out because we got episode 5 tomorrow. We got to get some rest. So Kevin, the sex is at a 2, but everything else with this mate is great. Are you staying with her?
A two out of what?
10.
No damn two
You got
five
3 in
maybe.
the possible. You got 3 in the possible. You got 2 in the possible on some days. You can't stay with her.
Okay, don't
Yeah,
say
but
my
those two
two.
impossibles
My
can rock your world. Don't even
thank
do
you, thank
that.
you. Don't
Don't
take my
even
two.
do that.
I got the ace of the
Do
big
not
joker.
do
I
that.
got the ace of the big joker. Don't come with that. Don't come with that. I got the ace of the big joker. So don't come with that. I ain't coming with a ten of spades and an eight. I got the ace of the big joker. So let me put
But
that
you
out
know
there.
what? I mean,
Don't start.
you
Don't start with the
you
start.
you're not
I'm
gonna
just joking.
honestly,
Don't
after
worry.
all of these relationships, you're gonna pick through every
Hmm.
person. And when you get to that one person that if they got at least 5 of the 7, five,
Yeah,
6 of the 8,
you
whatever,
will deal with it.
you'll
Yeah.
deal with those two. Nobody's gonna have a perfect relationship. You're gonna
Exactly.
get 85% to 15%. Or you're gonna one person is gonna give 100%, another person is gonna give 50 or 60%. You're never gonna get a perfect relationship, but there
But
are
when you're talking
ways to
about on
get
a scale of
around
one to ten, a two, a two, a two.
Listen, listen.
I know you're gonna say a
There's
five
no
or
way.
two.
There's
One
no
to
way.
five. Maybe you might be a two, not
There's
one
no
out of
way.
10.
And you gonna give me bad sex, boo?
You better cook your ass off. You better cook your ass off. You better be.
Deuces.
You better invent chicken or
Deuces.
something.
I'm sorry. You
I
wanna
got the
give me
piece.
bad sex and you gonna give me a bunch of drama?
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
Sorry. I'm
My toe
not
got the curl
giving
Okay,
someone up in there.
so
Mm-mm.
listen. Okay, so Kevin, just we're just doing general here. So, what do you think is a good sex life? Period. Like just in general. How many times a week?
I'm gonna go with three.
Okay. Out of the 7 days.
Not 3 times, 3 days.
No, I know what you're saying.
So okay,
I'm
so I
following
would go. I would settle for three.
you.
Because I
Okay.
understand I work 2 jobs, I've been there, you get caught up, so I understand that. But when them 3 days gonna be some 3 days. It's going yeah. And snow days don't count in them 3 days.
What
So if it
what
snow,
don't
if it's
count?
the snow days. So the 3 days, if it snow and we stuck in the house, you can't count them 3 days with the snow days. That's an extra day. That's an extra day. Just like the pandemic, that's an extra day. So that's just like I'm just saying.
All right, Francis.
I'm just
Kevin
saying.
said 3. What are you ending this with, Francis?
7. I don't have to have penetrative sex to have sex.
Oh,
I'm
we gonna
going.
cuddle every night, but you know.
I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake my man up every morning because that's what I like to do, and he's going to put me to sleep the way he likes to put me to sleep. So if I'm doing this before the marriage,
Right.
I'm going to do it during the marriage. Now,
Got it.
if I'm sick, baby, you're just going to have to get over it. If I'm not feeling good, you're going to have to get over it. If that person that comes every month is here, give me my 5 days.
Right.
But during those 5 days, I'm still going to pleasure you.
Don't look
It
at go
just
ahead,
may not be the way
Francis.
you want it. It's going to be the way I want it. I'm sorry. I prefer and understand you may enjoy the feeling, but I enjoy the control of it. That's why
Okay.
I do it. I love the control. So it doesn't always have to be penetrative. I'm sorry. I
Got it.
mean, making love to my man is we could be watching a game together. We could just be holding each other. We could just be chilling. It's all about the time that you give.
Yeah, the
Thank
intimacy can
you.
happen in several ways. It can happen in several ways. And
Absolutely.
maybe towards the end, after we finish our 8 seasons, we'll get more into that. We'll talk more about that. But yes, it definitely can happen in several ways. Kevin's happy with his 3 days.
I
Um,
said at least 3. That's the
He
minimum.
said he better know how to barbecue. I know that's right, Sam. Yes, ma'am.
And I got some ribs for you too, girl. I got some ribs.
Yes.
You ain't barbecue, pulled
Yes.
pork, full beef shit. I mean, mm.
all
You
right,
ain't had
guys.
my butter poached lobster.
What you say?
You
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
had my butter poached lobster, girl.
You want to talk about your cooking skills? All right.
Hmm.
Okay, guys. Listen. Love you guys. Thank
Hold
you
up,
so
you answer
much.
the question. It's Spit
Uh-huh.
Joe Venom. Try to be
What-
slick. She try to be slick,
Okay.
Francis. She try to be slick. You answer the question. Try to be
Yeah.
slick. You're a slick ass. Try to be slick.
You
Cause
can
you the host. You think you gonna get away with that one.
you can
Spit
end
Joe Venom. You wanna
in
ask questions.
seconds.
All right, the
Yes,
end of the
kitty.
We like E.F.
Listen.
Hutton.
So I'll answer the question this way. Um. hmm.
You can say 7. It's okay.
She probably gonna say 8. But she probably gonna say 8.
Look,
Try to
you
play
can
all
say 7 and twice on 8, or
You
twice
know
on
what?
Sunday.
You know
twice
what?
on Sundays, yeah.
Twice on
Look,
Sunday.
Francis, I'm rolling. I'm rolling with you, and I'm going to say 7. But I'm also going to say that the intimacy comes in different ways. It don't
Absolutely.
always have to be, bang, 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 you on top of me, or whatever the case may be. But I think that's what holds a relationship together.
Yes.
Okay. The more you are connected to each other, the more you are intimate with each other, the more you are passionate with each other, the more you communicate with each other, the better your relationship is going to be and the closer y'all will come together. But you said something I can't remember if it was day 1 or day 2, Francis. Um, we gotta keep this is general to everybody. And like I said, so maybe after the 8 episodes, we'll talk general to everyone. You got to keep other people out your business
Mm,
because the other people will
mm.
kill your relationship before anything that's actually happening in your household.
Right.
And Devin, he's not doing anything malicious because we know we're going to find out soon about Devin's lifestyle. He's not doing anything malicious. He's giving advice based upon his own experiences and circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And and Cooper's not catching on to it because and you just
It's
say,
not
"Can I
his
read
life.
your wife's diary?" I was like,
It's not
"Yo,
his life. It's
But
right,
not his life.
it's
it
not his life."
depends on see, you gotta realize, okay, so say roles reversed and Sasha would have said that to Billy.
Said
Would y'all
what?
thought the same thing?
That she wanted to
if
read
Cooper was
Cooper's
writing the
diary.
journal, if Cooper was writing the journal
Mhm.
and Sasha and she told her and Sasha said, "Ooh, can I read it?"
But Sasha and Billy had a different relationship. Cooper and Devin doesn't have that type of relationship. Sasha and Billy lived together. Sasha and Billy brought men home together. Sasha and Billy didn't have no problem watching each other have sex, and do whatever else they was doing. They was running those streets wild together. Their relationship was different. I have
Mhm.
girlfriends where if I have a story to tell, I would tell one the PG way. I have another one I could tell the X-rated way, and I have another one that I could tell in between because that's how
Or,
I get
or
down with those different girls in that way. But I know the one girlfriend that be like, no, what happened? What next? This, that, and the other. And I know the other girlfriend where I keep it PG because that's just who she is, and that's fine. So you know your audience when you're speaking to different people. Her and Sasha got down to the dirty, grimy, whatever. That's why Sasha didn't even think nothing of it. She was like, girl, if I knew you was watching, I would have performed better. I would have gave you a
Exactly.
show. She said, I would have gave
Exactly.
you a show. It was no big deal to Sasha. Another girlfriend might have been like, girl, you actually sat there and watched me? Sasha
Mhm.
didn't get too crass, but her and Sasha rolled like that their whole friendship. And
Absolutely.
that's why Sasha is telling her now, Brad is bad news. I know everything he did to you. Stop this. Don't destroy your marriage. If
Yeah.
you
And yeah. Sasha's
if
stronger.
Billy Sasha stronger. If Billy was talking to another girlfriend, she might have her destroying her marriage and be like, girl, go ahead, go get yours from Brad and don't worry about it. But
Mhm.
Sasha, is wild as Sasha is, she's telling her, don't mess up your marriage.
Right.
So no, if Devin and Cooper didn't have that type of situation, and Cooper's clearly saying, "I love my wife. I want to be home. I want to be with my wife." His stuff is broken, and we got to give him a break.
give him a break is broken. He
On,
already got a break.
on that note, are we close?
Yes, let's close it out. Let's close it out.
uh,
Listen, guys. Listen, everyone out there. See you tomorrow. We're watching this series on Netflix, Sex Life. This was episode 4 that we talked about tonight. Tomorrow night we will be talking about episode 5, and then we have 3 more after that. Hope you join us. Chat with us in the comments, and we'll definitely chat back with you. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
have a great night on
Later.
purpose.
Yeah, you
Peace.
too.